time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah.
Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
They want me to say something nice about Lisa Baxter. You know, it's supposed to be like a good roast. But I only got a bad roast about Lisa Baxter. Did you know? Yeah, you look nosy. Did you know she wears glasses? And when she was young, she was skinny and underweight. Then she was 214 pounds. She said her husband took her that size. I don't know. You know, and what gets me about her, you know what I mean? She ain't the only one sick. You know what I mean? Her family ain't the only one sick. Every time you turn around, she thinks she know everything about kidney disease and transplants and all of that. Writing books, and somebody gave her a show. I don't know what y'all see in this woman. I don't know why you like her or love her or care about her, and all of that kind of job and junk. You know what I mean? I told her to put a sock in it, you know? I told her to put a sock in it. I don't care what she know or what she thinks she know or how she know it, singing and everything, but I do know one thing. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hey guys, how are you? And happy Sunday. You guys are marvelous, wonderful, and great. And I am so much glad to see you. As you see, I forgot my other glasses. I can't find them. My sister cleaning lady came, and every time I hide the stuff away, I can never find whatever I'm looking for until later. I wanted to tell you that these things for your nose that you sniff when your nose is stuffed up is very helpful. So, you probably know about these things or heard about these things before. But, I just give you that little love, that little tidbit, show that I'm paying attention and care. This flawless thing is great, too. I never seen anything work so fast. There was hairy women on both sides of my family. I didn't like it or appreciate it. I thought I was all right till one day I woke up with a mustache. That wasn't funny. I hope y'all not laughing. But the thing is so adorable and cute. I just wanted you to see it. Don't worry, they're not paying me any money to say it. Because if they was, I would do a better job, right? But I always give everything all I got and everything, So now, I wanted to introduce my wonderful guest, the brothers, the dynamic duo. The guys are in the house. I got Jeffrey Richards, yes, and I got Ryan Roby. That's right, and they are known as the Kidney Boyz, and I'm not mad at them. They're talented, wonderful, passionate about what they do and believe in. I just want them to tell their story, and I want you to listen. All right, welcome to the show, Kidney Boyz. Woo! It's been a long time, guys. Welcome. The last time I interviewed you was at Dawn had the Thrive event, and but at least we're talking, we're being in touch, definitely. And you guys just rock. Y'all all over the place doing your thing, putting it out there. Please, so
thank you.
I'm very glad to have you. You guys look wonderful and good, and I'm definitely gonna let y'all share your story. I'm gonna pipe down, you know what I'm trying to say, and I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. All right, so there's no holds bars up in this piece. I ain't mad at you. Sean go, fantabulous. All right, so trust me, it's only water, but well, I like to say, well, I don't know whether to start with both of you or one of you, but don't worry, I just call your name and stuff like that, and we'll just roll with it,
You got it.
Jeff Richards. All right, I guess I'll start with you, or you guys can answer the questions at random. You know what I mean? What did you used to do, or what are you doing now? What do you do for life? Employment or old job, new job, invention, whatever.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a claims assistant for an insurance company. So thankfully, I get to work from home right now, which is nice in all of this. So being employed is already a pretty awesome thing right now. So I'm just a claims assistant for a insurance company. What about you, young Ryan?
I ain't mad at you. Go ahead, help me out, right?
I got you.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm a product specialist in gear for an electrical distribution company. So I've been doing that for about 10 years now, and different companies here and there. But now I'm in the gear, so I quote a bunch of specialized products and switchboards and stuff like that, which basically make a house run or a company run, whichever it may be.
You guys sound talented. I mean, you're not only doing your thing with the kidney stuff, you're able to eat, feed your family, and do other things. Like, you know how it is. You got to have multiple jobs. I got a job besides this. Not like this one is paying me, but still, I got to try to get it beside this.
Yeah, gotta keep working, right?
So,
Gotta pay the bills.
that's
Somehow.
right. Gotta eat, gotta feed the family. Somebody got 4 beautiful daughters.
Yes, I do. Got 4 of them, all the way from 8 to 2.
Yes, you do.
Oh man, I can hear him on the phone in the background. It sounded so adorable.
Yeah, they're looking
so
for me right
adorable.
now, getting ready for bedtime.
Oh, my
I'm like,
goodness.
I'm busy.
I knew you wasn't gonna be able to get them in bed like you thought you would.
Not at all.
You know. Okay, now I'm gonna go with. Let me see. What is your story, Jeff? Tell us about your story, because I know you had a transplant and you did some dialysis, right?
Yes. So my kidneys pretty much were donezo from birth. Like they just weren't. I had a lot of other conditions that were going on at the time from birth, so they were trying to hold out on any kind of a transplant as long as they could. So they got me for the first like 5 to 6 years of my life without it. But after that, it was kind of like you have to. So I went on dialysis at the age of 6 originally, and like that was a wild experience as a kid. But like I guess you didn't really grasp it fully because you're a kid. You just kind of thought that was part of your day. But then finally my mom was able to give me a kidney, which lasted over 24 years, which was tremendous. And I thank her every day for it. But towards that 23rd year or so, you saw the steady decline of the kidney. So obviously I had to get back on the list. And I went back on dialysis for another, I believe it was like 11 months, maybe. It might have been like a year and a month. It felt like much longer. But as an adult, it's a lot different than when you were a kid, because it's just like, thankfully we have dialysis to keep us alive, but as an adult, it really like puts your life on hold. So it was definitely something that like you take. Now that I've gotten the second kidney from my cousin Stephanie, which is 3 years strong right now, we're doing great. Going on 4 years. It's just nice to like you appreciate the kidney transplant, I think, a lot more now after going through that as an adult as you did when you were a kid.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, donors. Well, I would say donors rule. All right, you got the donors from your family. You know, people are nervous about this, scared, or don't understand it, or worried for going under the knife or being put to sleep. Whatever the phobia is, and true that they have a real reason for being scared. I understand. Mm-hmm. We all do. I hope we do. But you had 2 to come to your rescue, 2 heroes, and we just give them a whoop whoop. That's beautiful.
Definitely.
And what a blessing. Now, as a child, what was dialysis like? Was you dialyzed by yourself? Was there other children there? Was it even painful?
It was pretty much all children. It was at a children's hospital. So it was just, you would have about 5, I feel like, if I can remember correctly, that young, but I know it was like 5 or 6 kids at least you would have in there at the time. And like, I remember just being like nervous when you would see like the other kids, like someone else would throw up during dialysis, or obviously the fainting and like all this stuff going on, and you're seeing other kids go through it, and it's making you a little bit nervous every time you have to go in. I believe we were doing 2 or 3 days a week still at that point, and it was something that you saw it, but I feel like because I spent so much of my childhood in the hospital, that it kind of was like just another thing that happens when I sit in the hospital. But it definitely was like, there's a lot of shock to go into that as a kid, to see like other kids doing the same thing you are, and they might not be doing as well as you on the same dialysis as you are. But yeah, as a kid, it's definitely different. It's a whole different. I don't think a lot of kids are dealing with that, in kindergarten. So.
Wow. Yeah. I know some kids with different types of diseases, and it was hard on them, and they didn't get to do dialysis, but the disease itself, or being in the hospital, or and everything had bothered them. So picture all of that happening to them, and Wow, you really
Yeah.
stuck it out. You really was blessed, man. You really was blessed. Now you had 2 transplants. That's a blessing, and
Yes.
then you also
Oh,
had your
without doubt.
family behind you. That's a whole nother thing. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
were you ever working during the time you did dialysis or
Yeah.
or anything? Because
I
I had to work
actually,
while I was on dialysis. So
yeah, I didn't have I didn't have the choice. You know, as I actually was still working 2 jobs the entire dialysis. So I worked a job that I would work it was 5 nights a week. I'd work until like from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. and I'd work my regular day job from like 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I had like that little window, and I would just, you felt tired, you know, you felt like crap doing it, but you know, you have to do what you have to do because sadly bills don't stop. So, but yeah, I worked the whole time.
you did hemodialysis or peritoneal, PD, or
I did
what you do?
hemo. I did hemodialysis. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Yeah,
That's something else.
I was nervous about. I wanted to do peritoneal, but I think my doctor was saying something about not being able to with some of my other fun ailments that I have going on. So I think they said you had to do hemo. So, but it wasn't. I enjoyed the people around me. It was kind of like a little club, you know. At the same time, like because you sit next to the same person 3-4 days a week, you know. So you make the best of it. And luckily, like I had someone next to me who was like very talkative because we both had to get through the 5 hours one way or another. So you can either
Those
do it
3 hours seem
silent,
like they drag. Mm-hmm.
so
It
you
seems
can
like
either
they're
do
so
it in silence
long.
or not. Yeah, they're so long. It was nice
You
having
need
someone next to
everything.
you where just like you can at least chit chat the whole time, and then you go, oh look, time for us to get out of here. So it was nice.
I hear you. Well, it's like family,
You know?
and you need everything. I brought my Bible with me, a book. I brought the music with me. I watched television. I talked. I was the advocate. But
Oh, yeah.
okay, we're gonna whoop. All right, Ryan.
Yeah.
What's your story? What's going on with you, and how do you fit in? Because I know also you only had a transplant, right?
I had kidney transplant 20 years ago now. It's been this year. It was
Woo.
20 years, so it's been going strong. You know, keep this thing as healthy as I
Long
can.
lasting.
So, but I was diagnosed when I was 3, and I just kidneys weren't working. They couldn't figure out what the reasoning was behind it. It was just, hey, here's, you have sick kidneys and stuff like that. My mom and dad got me tested real young. No one else in my family had it. And so they just like, all right, what's wrong with Ryan? Like, why is he having problems? Like learning to go to the bathroom, stuff like that. And they found out that, my kidneys were failing, and I actually lasted 10 years without ever having to need dialysis or a transplant. So when I was 13, I was told, when I was 12 years old, I got really sick right before I turned 13. And I was basically like flat out, like just, I had gotten pneumonia really, really bad. And I was laying out on the couch and I just couldn't move. And I was like, but I have a game. I have to get to this game tonight. Like I had a basketball game. I was playing on the team and I was like, I got to play. And they're like, you can't, Ryan. Like you physically can't. And then, fast forward about a month later, my creatinine shot up to like, I don't know, it was about 6, I want to say it was at that point. And they basically told me like, my mom and dad sat me down. And again, I knew I had a transplant, but my parents never like let me know how bad my transplant was, like how sick I was. Like I knew I had kidney and I had to protect my kidneys at all times when I played all the sports I played, but they never said, hey, they're that bad. Like when they sat me down, like, so Ryan, me and your dad got tested and, we decided that your dad's going to be the one to give you your transplant. And like, I just broke down. Like it was just, again, I knew I was eventually going to need one, but like, I never knew how sick I was until I actually got that sick. And I was just like, I was thankful, and still I thank my dad every day that he gave me his transplant. I got a tattoo with a kidney on it on my arm right here. And I had my dad's signature on top of it. That says "Love Dad." It's his exact signature they were able to copy and all that stuff. So like, I was very thankful he was able to do that for me. And I wanted to do something for him. That's why I got that on my arm. And so when I finally went into the hospital, I was able to choose the date. And I chose a date of March 7th, 2001 is when I got my transplant. It was right before my older sister's birthday. And about a week or 2 later, that's when my one kidney had failed. But like right before I went into the hospital, right before I got into the hospital, I had a basketball game, and I had to play that game before I went to the hospital that night. The next day, and so I played that game, and they checked all my levels again, obviously before you go in, and they told me my creatinine was at like a 13 or 15 somewhere there, maybe even higher, and they were like, how is he still playing like sports at this time? And I just, like I said, I never let myself, even my parents, like they just said, they knew I was sick, but they never let me, and I never let myself like feel that sick. I always made sure that it's mind over matter in anything I do and everything. And so that's how I was able to overcome all of the obstacles and always, thinking positive and stuff like that, because, I had my parents backing me and stuff like that, and always tell me, and my brothers and my sisters saying, you can get through this, and never let myself be as sick as I truly was. And I said, I never realized it up to that point. So I got my transplant in 2001. It's been 20 years and, going strong. Knock on wood, it's been doing great. I'm going to try and keep that thing for as long as I can.
I know that's right. Wow. I mean, you guys were babies and you were a child and then a teenager, learning how sick you are. Adults flip out. Adults go, do some stuff, but sometimes little babies or children might not know how to take it, or know how to deal with it or process it. But at least they sat you down and they told you, and they both got tested and willing to do it. You do anything for your children, your baby. You know what I'm saying? So somebody
I know that.
Really love. Yeah, because my husband he had got tested and was a perfect match, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to get his kidney. But I'm just saying that somebody that even want to do it or try it or go get tested, that says a lot. At least they try or put forth an effort. You know what I mean? So because you also have family support and everything, and you were able to dodge dialysis. Some people are really frightened about dialysis or scared. And I was a nervous wreck. But when I did it, after a while, you come accustomed with it and to it. If you play by the rules and do what you have to do, it can be smooth. But sometimes when you put those kinks in it, over drinking, overeating, or whatever you're doing that they told you not to do the team, then all hell breaks loose. So, but at least
you really can feel it on those days. You can feel it on those days when you overdid it, especially like after the weekend. And if you have that Monday when you go in, you overdid it, and that the treatment itself is not going to be fun because you might have overdrank, a little bit too much of this, that, and the other thing, and you're like, all right, you're glad when it's over because you feel that much better, but you feel how bogged down you are because you didn't follow the instructions. But if you do, you're right, it can be smooth, but that's up to you.
I had a question for him, but I forgot. But I had it right there, and then we started talking. But anyway, because he still that's it. He still did sports, and he still let his life go on. You got a lot of people, they hear that, think it's a death sentence, lock yourself in the room or whatever. But you still did sports. My family believed in that. We didn't let nothing stop us. We kept flying and traveling and doing stuff together, planning stuff, doing stuff. And people never knew he was sick until we all walked into the dialysis center and they see a whole family of people coming in. And they're like, oh my God, the whole family, But I love that about you guys. I mean, you still persevered and went on. You had support from your family. They were your cheering section. You said they were saying you can do it and all of that. I love cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. Sis Kumbah, But now let's talk about family support before I go into your business. Family support, you guys got it. I met your wonderful mothers at the same event when y'all came to New York. Yep. I was able to interview them, but I didn't get it where it's like this, but like in pieces, because you interview everybody through that event. But they were great women. I hope to still try to get them, again. But I appreciate them because they became friends and close and tight, like y'all are close and tight. I just love the whole thing. So talk a little bit about your support, and we're gonna go into your business because I can't wait. I'm over here. Go ahead. A little bit about your support. I mean, I know y'all said some things about your parents, but the support y'all always had through the dialysis and through the transplant and everything, and you still got support. Just hit on that a little. Hello? Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me, or we all frozen?
Yeah, we can. You good, Lisa? We hear you.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
So like I said, like my parents are always there.
Say it and then you say it. Go.
I got you. My parents are always backing my brothers and sisters were always telling me, nothing to worry about. I said always roughing around. My brother still, to this day. Well, I'm a little older now, so I don't rough around as much. It came to that. Like my family was always backing me no matter what. And that's where a lot of our music and stuff comes from with like being positive and all that stuff. Because my parents and Jeff sort of the same thing as you'll hear from him. Like, we always had that back of, think positive and don't let that negative ever like enter your mind. Because if you let it, then that'll contaminate everything. Like you will end up losing everything if you keep thinking that way. So you got to always push yourself forward, always keep thinking positive and all that kind of stuff. That was basically my entire life, was always thinking positive and never let that negative things even enter my brain. And when it did, always try to figure out another way around it, so that there was never a negative thought that I could think of to want to have to lose my life or my kidney. Like I had to keep pushing that forward.
Excellent. Okay, Jeff.
And yeah, I know. I guess to piggyback off of Ryan, it really was the think positive like mindset. Like, obviously, with two of my family members being able to give me a transplant, it's support is huge. Like to have my cousin and my mom. My dad got tested; he was a match. My brothers went right away. Like literally, it's like the day they heard it, they jumped on it. They weren't matches, but they went through every test they could to get there because and I believe that makes everything that much easier for you is when your family is there to have your back during something like this. Because honestly, I couldn't imagine going through this without them. Like going through this by myself is I can't see it. But it was it's that being positive, that thinking positive motive. Like when we were in the hospital, whenever I was in the hospital, especially my first transplant, because when I got it, I was in there for 3 months because my transplant was failing like right away. It kept rejecting. So we're trying to get this, we were just hoping that it would turn itself around. And like my motive even then was like, when people would come in, if it was something that wasn't positive, I tell them they got to leave the room. Also, I was on a lot of prednisone, so very angry child. But that's what would always be the thing. My mom would always say, "Oh, I hope you're not going to say anything negative because Jeff's not going to want you in the room." And that was always my thing is, if you think positive and if you try to bring as most positive, you're gonna have a better chance of succeeding. You can't, if you think it's over before you have a chance for it to be over, then you're pretty much setting yourself up. So yeah, having my whole family, 2 family members give me transplants, you could tell from there that like from day one it was so much easier for me. I feel like that even though my transplant was failing, I knew that I could fall back on so many people, including Ryan. Someone who's going through the same thing as me, and we're so close that it was nice having someone like that also. Because as much as you want to, the support of your family, also having the support of somebody who is literally gone through the same thing as you can bounce some things off of him that you might not be able to bounce off some of your family members, because your family members they can understand it to a point, but Ryan understands it on that other level. So I think that's kind of what like helped really the success of 2 transplants so far.
I know that's right. Wow. Now, that's great. And I to ask you guys was that how did the Kidney Boyz start? This wonderful thing you got.
Ryan, you wanna start this one, buddy?
I'll start it off and you can continue it. How's that for you?
Deal.
So right after my transplant,
Can you need to put your earbud in?
Yeah, mine are in.
Mine are.
So after my transplant, I got my transplant at Children's Hospital, and you got yours, Jeff, DuPont, right before.
No, it was St. Chris first.
I say Chris. That's right. Yeah, you were saying Chris. So then, but he had switched over to Children's Hospital. That's where I met Jeff originally, at Children's Hospital downstairs at the blood center. We would get blood done right downstairs, like right in the main entrance of the hospital. And our moms ended up talking, and me and Hinges ended up hitting it off from the beginning. I'm pretty sure he was wearing something to Allen Iverson. I was wearing something to Allen Iverson, one of my favorite players to ever play the game, as you know. So we just started talking, hitting off about basketball and all that kind of stuff. And just from there we started clicking, and we would start talk more and hang out more, because he ended up moving down by my way, closer. So we started hanging out a lot more, and again we started realizing we both had similar things as we kept talking more and more, that we both loved music and loved to write about what was going on in our lives and all that kind of stuff. Like I was doing a lot of poetry and stuff like that through school and stuff like that, just to get out my feelings and stuff like that. And he was doing the same thing with music, and we kind of just like clicked on that level as well. And that's really the beginning of where the Kidney Boyz had started. Go ahead, Jeff, finish up with right there.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of like became like that little thing where like we would start hanging out more and more, and we just started writing more songs, and it's just like general songs. And then I think like one day, I don't know why it clicked on us, but we were just like, why don't we just write a song, about what we know best, like why don't we write a transplant song? Because we started doing the transplant games, and that was like one of the things that we did together, and it was so cool, like having all these different things at transplant games. But I think one of the things we saw was like they had an opening act who would sing in the beginning of the transplant games opening ceremonies, and someone who would sing at the end at the closing ceremonies. And we started thinking like, we can do this. We are transplants. Like if people who aren't transplants are doing it, I think we could. That doesn't seem like we're already writing music with each other anyway. So like this is something we can do. And we wrote one song, and I think we did it like the living donor tribute when we were at one of the transplant games. And after that, it kind of like we got the bug. Then we're like, all right, I want to do this a lot. Yeah, I was like, I like the stage thing we get to do. People look at us, it's fun. So like we really were kind of like, that was when we were like, yep, let's just start doing this for real. And thankfully, like the transplant games kind of like brought it out of us, because they started a Lyrics for Life competition. So basically, it was the American Idol for the transplants. And as soon as we saw that, we went, oh, well, this is the event we're going for. This is what we're going to work hardest at every time, because we do basketball and stuff like that we always love doing. But this was like something that was different, that we knew we were just different at, and we could really get it going. And after that first for Life, where like it really went over, our music went over really well. Like people were asking us where we could find our music, and we didn't have it anywhere. We thought we were just doing it for this thing. So they're like, where can I find it? Where can I find it? And the only place it was on our computer. So we're like, I don't know. So like we had to like rush and like put it out so people could actually hear it. But like after that, so now like we're in this groove now where it's okay, we want to start releasing more of it. We want to do more of it. And like, so now right before this pandemic, we were doing every Wednesday night, we would get together for a couple hours, write songs, get ideas together, and really start to focus on, honing in on the skill. And now that like this thing's kind of winding down a bit, we're still doing it like FaceTime and all, but we haven't even seen each other in a year plus. Yeah, it's been FaceTime only. We didn't want to take the risk. But now that everything's kind of winding itself down, we're getting real excited to kind of ramp everything back up and get going.
Wow, that was fantastic. What is your website? Where can people see your stuff? Since I know you guys was out there and traveling and stuff, and you're not now, but name some of your songs and stuff like that, and maybe you'll hum a few bars or chuck or pup, whatever you want to do. Bring it down, do your thing.
So okay, so you can find everything pretty much wherever you stream music. So Apple,
literally anything,
Spotify, Amazon, anywhere where you stream music, we have it there.
Yep.
Yeah. And what are the tracks we have on there, Rye?
We got Rejection, Positive Thinking, and Overwhelming Feelings, which were the first three songs that we performed in the 2018 games. And then we have a new song we released earlier this year, I think it was, called Don't Give Up.
Yeah.
And
that was like early this year.
Was it early this year or some late last year? But we just released that one. And again, we got more songs we're working on and some other stuff as well. But yeah, that's all on any DSP you want to check out and find that you have. They should be on all of them at this point.
Yeah. It's harder to work on them when we're not like together, because usually we're sitting in here, we're like locked down. We kind of just give ourselves a couple hours that night to just really get down to it. And now it's like you have this weird new work environment. You have this new home environment that's not normal, and so it's
Yeah.
like now we're just
Not
gonna
used to
text
it.
this. Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
So we're
Do the best
texting
you
this and
can.
we're saying this. Oh yeah, it's
Right.
new,
Right.
but
Yeah. Look, I've seen a lot of stuff on your Facebook page. You have a
Yeah.
Facebook page and stuff.
yeah. So the
As
Kidney
well,
Boyz on Facebook,
Yeah, Kidney Boyz on Facebook. We have the Kidney Boyz on YouTube, but we
Instagram.
haven't been doing as much as that. Yes, Instagram as well.
Yeah,
We've been
YouTube has mainly our that's all of
the
our
live
performances.
performances,
And stuff. Yeah,
and then we're doing some informative stuff on there. We haven't done that in a while. So it's been a lot held back since everything's been going on. I basically don't. I've been working from home like Jeff has, and I don't really leave the house at all. So it's been one of those things to try and get some stuff done has been a little bit harder than we would have liked it to be. But yeah, we've been working on a whole bunch of stuff. As you can tell, we do our own shirts now and stuff like that. So we've been working on all that kind of stuff.
I
As you
love
can
the
see,
shirts. I love it.
Jeff's got that all worked up over there with the shirt and hat. And
oh look, I'm
I got the
sitting
shirt.
in my house all day. I'm gonna have to do something.
I know the first 3 months was hard for me too. I had to invent all kind of stuff, do stuff. You become creative. I was spending more time with family, God, you name it, thinking of stuff to do. I wish I would have finished some of them books I was writing.
Yeah.
Even though I wrote some already, but still. But I like that y'all still are doing things and want to do things. And I know I love the children's hospital. I've been trying for a long time to get in there and wanting to help. I know I've been donating my children's book and my other books too, and things like that. Just trying to help the teenagers and the youth, because I'm sure this is hard on them because y'all know it, you lived it, and you experienced it. So y'all want to do anything? I won't put you on the spot. If not, it's all right. You know what I mean? You want to hum a few bars, you ain't got to do a whole song on that. But if you want to give a taste or a little, because you're a little hungry, you know what I'm saying?
What do you have, Ryan? What do you think?
I don't know. What you want to?
You want to try? See,
I don't know how in tune we can be being this far apart, man. I'm worried about that level, because how delayed it may be. That's my thing.
Let's see.
We got
If you want to start, yeah, you can start us off and just like maybe do like the chorus. You can do the chorus.
The chorus.
That's the catchy part. People like that. Okay.
All right, that works. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how it'll sound.
It don't matter.
But you want to start or me start?
Acapella. You can start.
Acapella.
You already know how good you are. It's all right.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll do the chorus then. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh. Wait, he has it ready?
Nah, I got it in my head.
He's intelligent. He's an intelligent fellow.
Come on now. Here we go again. Back in rejection.
Is this just karma or is this my luck?
My luck.
I don't know if what I have
left's enough. So please don't give up. Just know that life gets better. Please don't give up.
That one, I like that one. Listen, I love it because you have a positive message.
Yes.
You're encouraging people. The words are powerful and they mean a lot. So listen, I thank you for what you did, doing, and even trying to do. If somebody out there wanted to start a group like you or do something like that, what positive spin you can put on it for them? What encouragement can you give them?
Just do it if you want to. Like if it makes you happy, do it. Like there are ways. I know there's a lot of people out there who like they have a message, but you might not know how to get that message out. Like some people can just talk. Some people are just really good at just talking it out, and there's your message. Some people dance like that. Some people just dance and you can feel their message. But like if you want to start a group and you feel like you have it in you, and you just like honestly, we just have fun. We have fun, and we feel like we're in the process. This is our way of spreading awareness for organ donation and kidney disease and all that, but at the same time showing that like the end result isn't always bad. Like that some people will not, it won't be great, but we're trying to show you that guess what, just fight, just keep on not giving up. positive thinking, all this stuff. We're just trying to tell you, look, it gets there. Sometimes you got to go through all the hard times just to get to something that's going to be way better in the end. So just say your message however you want to say it. As long as you're having fun doing it, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Heard
basically
somebody
the
say
same
that
thing.
today.
You
Yeah.
gotta just throw it out there. I mean, just as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. And it's like we enjoy doing it. We just want to spread awareness, and that's where it came down to for us is spreading awareness for organization and helping out as many people as possible. I remember the very first time me and him ever performed at the games, people came up to us and said, it actually made me become an organ donor, which is fantastic to hear about people want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why we got into it. So again, just as long as you're willing to put yourself out there and however you want to be able to, whatever you feel comfortable, just go ahead and do it. Just give it a shot. Like I said, it's your message that you want to help spread the news or something like that. It just makes people feel good. It makes you feel good as well. Just to get that weight off your shoulders. Like, hey, this is what I was going through. If I can help anybody, then that's all that matters.
Yep.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Amen. I know that's right. You never know what's going to be birthed out of you, whether it's through joy or through pain or suffering or sorrow or sickness. But something's going to be birthed out of it, and it can bless and help and change somebody else's life. Who do you like to give a shout out to? Who do you want to say something to?
Easy. Obviously, my 2 donors. My mom, can't go a day without her, and my cousin, you can't go a day without her, and obviously my girlfriend, because she deals with me, and that's huge. So those 3 people really are my rocks, and so I really do appreciate them 3 for being there for me almost on a daily basis to help me through this journey.
Fabulous. You?
Yeah, and my dad, obviously, for giving my kidney, I couldn't be here without him. I thank him every day for the second chance at life that I'll never take for granted. I'm gonna keep moving forward. My mom as well for taking care of me. My wife who puts up with me, and my 4 daughters who are my whole world. I would do anything and everything for those girls. So and plus my entire family, my brother, my sisters, all of them, my nephews. My nephews are a big part of my life as well, and they're always backing me, and I always got their support. So, and I'm always backing them. So, without my family, I wouldn't be here. And to this day, I'll support them as they support me.
Excellent, excellent. Boy, you guys are close and strong. Iron sharpens iron. You guys are real men, young but real men. And I do appreciate y'all coming on the show. I appreciate you giving it your all and your best. Keep up the good work. Don't let this be the last time. Have an excellent, fantabulous, wonderful night. And
thank you very much.
Peace.
Peace.
I'm about to end the show. You're welcome. I
couldn't do without Jeff either, by the way. Gotta thank Jeff as well for
Thanks,
doing this together.
Ryan.
You know what it is.
I love it. I love it. That's sweet. Well, guys, good night. Kiss the girls, the family, and the friends.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Take care.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you have heard it, you have seen it, and you have witnessed it. All right. This is the scripture I'm going to give you. Them guys are something else. I just love them. I am more than a conqueror. I don't say even you. You are more than a conqueror through Christ that strengthens you. All right. The resource for this week is Gaia Brewer Pharmacy, an excellent pharmacy that delivers not just transplants goods. They have walkers and wheelchairs and all kind of things. They specialize in transplant and any other medication. You can live on the moon and they will deliver it to you. Their phone number is 718-525-5005. They are excellent. And I am sorry because I've been with them for 5 years. My new job has changed my insurance, so I got to move over. But I will never forget them and always give them a good shout out because they were excellent and great to me and to the last moment. Okay, so I'll see you guys next week. Continue to pray for my family. We lost my cousin Preston Johnson, who we nicknamed called Edgecone. The bishop is doing better. His son is doing better. Thank you for that prayer. I'm doing better. My procedure on my back went well. Having a little stiffness and a little pain, but I'm alive and kicking. And I thank you again. God bless you. V for victory. Take care of your kidneys and they'll take care of you. See you next week. Your girl Lisa. Hey.
know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
My girl, and say, this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. My girl, and say, this is